This is general information on how to start a problem. Read and reread the problem statement. I usually don't have time in class to reread it, and reread it, and reread it, but I normally do that myself when confronted with a new problem. I'm not smart enough to read it one time and get all the information out of it, especially if it's brand new to me. I have to reread it, read it again and again. Get the big picture of what is given, what type of thing is being asked for. Organize the information given in the problem statement. If you don't know what to do, just start cleaning up. My mother taught me that. Says, oh, you lost your other shoe, right? I think it's in your bedroom. Really? My mother was genius. I said, no, it's not, Mom. I looked in there. She'd go in there, it'd be a big pig pen. She said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to clean up. It worked every time, and I was always amazed. I'm serious. I was literally amazed. Like, here's my shoe. It was underneath this and underneath that and over there. Do you ever have experience like that? This is very similar. Start by introducing a diagram, introducing a sketch, introduce some symbol or symbols. Some of it's so standard, T for temperature, P for pressure, but then you're introduced to a new property. What symbol do I want to use? I don't know. Think about it, struggle, maybe look in the book. Introduce subscripts, state 1, state 2, whatever subscripts make sense. Organize the information in a table. Tables are very helpful. Oh, state 1, I have 5 states. Let's list them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then organize them by process. Process 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. Make a list of your thermodynamic properties. This is a pretty good list. T, P, V, U, H, S, and now E sub F. You could put E. You could put all kinds of other properties, C sub P, C sub V, K. There's a long, super long list of properties, but this list right here is pretty good. And then think about your state principle. 2 independent intensive properties fix the state. I can get the other properties. Now it's a game of figuring out which ones help me fix states and then march around and solve the problem. Clearly describe what you're asked to solve for. What symbol? Introduce a symbol for what you're asked to solve for. Introduce a subscript and say the units, what exact units. And then try working either backwards or forwards. You say, okay, I know that I'm looking for V sub 2. If I could find V2 and M, I'd calculate it. Or think about working forwards. I don't know how I'm going to solve for V sub 2, but I bet you I have to use a mass balance. Or maybe I have to use an energy balance. Or maybe I have to use an entropy balance. Or maybe I have to use an exergy balance. One of those general relationships. Or maybe I think I need the ideal gas equation, PV is equal to RT. Just start laying out information. I like to put check marks. I know that. Hey, I have one equation with one unknown. If I wanted to, I could solve for that unknown. Hey, I've got one equation with 2 unknowns. Is there another different relationship I could get to have 2 equations with 2 unknowns? Then I could mathematically solve for it. Try that state principle to fix the states. It's mentioned right here. Avoid jumping on the calculator early in the solution. Work in symbols to an extent. And then always double check your answer. Double check units. Double check your work, okay? As a good engineer, you want to avoid those trivial errors that cost a lot of money. My son worked for a company in town, and he says, every time they would rush, it always backfired. He said they had the job, and then, okay, we got to really rush today, guys, really rush, run. Okay, right? Mess that up, $2,000 down the tubes. Mess that up, have to redo it all tomorrow. So he was saying that. So sometimes it doesn't pay to rush, and it pays to double check. So sometimes it pays to work out all your units. I'm constrained on my board here. I don't like to flick back and forth and scroll too much, although I do that. But I try to minimize it. But if I'm solving the problem myself, I work all those units if I can. Okay? You need to do that as well. Did this help? I hope it helped. Somebody asked me that question.